The 9-step media planning process simplified for 2025. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Moped Media YouTube channel. My name is Maury, and in this video, I want to quickly go over the 9-step media planning process simplified for 2025. So if you've come across this video, you're most likely interested in either media planning, or you're trying to understand how to set one up for your business or your agency, or you want to become a media planner. Either way, I want to help you understand how this process works. And if you so happen to be watching this video and you're looking for somebody to help you set up your media plan or your media buyer's guide or plan, whatever you call it, I'll be more than glad to help you get that set up. Also, in the description down below, I do have a free media planning template. It's a Google Sheet, and I believe that would help you because that's what I use for my agency, and it works very well. So why not give it away and help other people? So with that being said, all I ask is that if you appreciate this video, please give it a like. And if you like this kind of content, if you want, you can subscribe too. But let's go ahead and get into this. So what is, well, let me back it up. All right. To succeed in advertising, you must have a solid media planning process. It's how you decide where, when, and how often to run your ads while staying on budget and hitting your goals. So what is media planning? Media planning is the process of figuring out how to get your message in front of the right people at the right time on the right platform with the most cost-effective strategy. So the final output, a well-documented and approved media plan that guides your ad placements. So who does the media planning? Traditionally, this job of media planners was, traditionally this was the job of media planners, but today, especially in digital marketing, media buyers, strategists, and marketers often handle planning too. So this role has merged. So back in the day, media planner and media buyers were kind of separated, but now with the rise of digital advertising, they kind of merged together. So in most modern teams, media planning and media buyers work together in one fluid process, especially with real-time platforms like Meta Ads and Google. So then, what is media planning versus media buying? The old model is planning and buying were separated, like I earlier stated. Planners made the plan, buyers would execute it. Now the process is unified. Most digital media professionals plan, buy, and optimize in one cycle. For simplicity, the following steps focus on planning, but we know it will overlap with buying in practice. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go over these 9 steps of the media buying, the media planning process. The first step is we want to review the media brief. So we want to review the foundation, your foundation. So the media brief outlines the campaign's goals, who the target audience is, the budget, and how are we going to measure success? What are going to be our KPIs? Are we looking at ROAS? Are we looking at the conversions? Are we looking at the cost per, the CPM? What are our key performance indicators, and what do we consider success? That's the first step. The second step is we want to develop a media strategy. So we need to ask ourselves some questions. We need to know, how will we reach the audience? How? How are we going to do that? Which platform makes the most sense? What's the media mix? Are we doing social plus search plus display? We need to know, okay? So we need to figure out that when we're developing a media strategy. That should be in our media strategy. So this gives your plan direction and helps align tactics with your objective. Okay, next, step 3, we want to conduct media research. So we want to use tools like Meta, AdBeat, SimilarWeb, Google Ads, Nielsen. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that wrong, but Nielsen is for traditional media, and again, forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. Google Ads and Meta Insights is for digital, and then we have AdBeat and SimilarWeb, which is these two right here. That's for competitive intelligence. So your goal is to understand your audience's behavior and which channels and publishers best reach them. Alrighty. Step 4, we want to send requests for approval or requests for proposal. So we want to send our FPFs dyslexia here, our RFPs, okay? So RFPs equal request for proposal. So you can send these to publisher or other platforms. So that is a way to get your rates, request campaign ideas, compare inventory and packages. So please note that this step is optional. It's not necessary all the time, but it is optional. This is more common for like traditional media or large budget campaigns. Step 5, we want to build a media plan. So now it's time to create your first media plan with details. And again, if you want access to my free media plan Google Sheet, be sure to click the link down below. I have the master copy, guys, so you can't edit that copy. You're going to need to make a copy of it so that way you can have your own and put your own data information in there. Also, if you don't know how, or you want help setting up your media plan or media buyer, I am a freelancer. We can have a 30-minute discovery call to see if we will be a good fit, but I'm always down to help people out and help set up a media plan so you can hire me as a freelancer. Okay? But you want to create a media plan. You want to have your channel. Are you going to use YouTube, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Pinterest? You want to come up with your budget per platform. What's going to be your allocated budget per platform? How are you going to split your money across? Okay? What ad types and timing? What kind of ads do you want to run? And when do you want your flight start and your flight end dates? All right. Next, we want to do reach and frequency goals. And we also want to put in our KPIs. What are some key performance indicators that will indicate success for us? You can use Excel, but for larger companies, there's some good media planning softwares like Bionic or MediaOcean. All right, next, you want to analyze the plan. Before you present it, review it. You want to ask yourself a few questions. Does the plan stay within the budget? Are the KPIs aligned with the budget goal? Is there a balanced mix of platforms? So what's your media mix? And are the DEIs or brand safety goals covered? So you want to check your numbers. Expect to revise at least once. Step 7, you want to prepare your media authorization documents. So you want your media brief summary, You want your media strategy overview. You want the research highlights. You need to have the advertising flowchart and timeline. You also need to include your media plan in detail. And you also want a media authorization form. So for that, you'll need to package everything into one clear presentation and get a sign off. So within the sign off, it needs to include all of these things that I just named. And you can use platforms like PowerPoint or Notion. I'll leave the link to Notion down below. I love Notion. That's what I use most of the time for my productivity. Step 8, you want to present and request media authorization. So now it's showtime. You're meeting either virtually or in person with your client or potential client. You want to recap the goals and the strategy, and you want to walk through the plan and the budget. Ask for a formal approval and signature. So be ready for feedback or changes. Revisions are normal, but build time into your workflow to handle them. All right. Last but not least, you want to get the final approval. Once the plan is signed off, congratulations. The planning process is completed. Now, your next move is into media buying. So this is where the actual placements, budget, and creatives go live. So, what happens next? With the media plan approved, the ads are placed, the campaigns are launched, and tracking and optimization begin. From this point, you shift your focus to execution, testing, and adjusting to assure your campaigns are performing well. So let's have a quick recap. Let's look at this. Let me see how much time I got. All right, I got about 3 minutes. Okay, so we got 9 steps at a glance, what we just went over. You want to make sure that you review your media brief. So you want to make sure that it aligns on goals, audience, and KPIs. You want to develop your media strategy. So you want to define the approach and channels. You also, step 3, want to conduct media research. So you want to use tools to validate your decision. 4 is optional, but you want to send in your request for proposal optional, but you want to go ahead and collect proposal from the publisher. And then you want to build your media plan. So finalizing placements, costs, and goals. Step 6, you want to analyze the plan. So you want to optimize for budget and performance. Step 7, you want to prepare an authorized document, create the pitch deck, presentation. You want to go ahead and present it, walk stakeholders through the plan, and then you want to finalize. So get the sign off and move into the media buyer phase. So if you would like me to help you with your media plan and your media buyer, be sure to book a free call. Let's see what this is about. Don't ask me again. Okay, book a free call with me down below. If it's a good fit, cool. I'm always down to work as a freelancer. So yeah, you can also check out my media plan templates. The link is down below in the description. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, please list them down below in the comments. With that being said, peace.